What's going on, you guys? Ray here. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. So in today's video, we are going to be jumping into the very first balancing change following the huge update. There is a lot to cover. We're going to be jumping into brawler balancing, a bunch of UI changes, and just quality of life changes overall. So I hope you guys are pumped up. Let's jump right into it. Alright, you guys, so as you can see on your screen, there is a lot of stuff in this update, a lot of balancing to the brawlers and a lot of changes to the actual game. So we're going to be jumping into it all. We're going to talk about the very first one here. So as you can see, it's titled Tickets. Tickets are now permanent and can be used in any ticketed event. So we are going to be able to save up our tickets and use them on either one we want to, boss fight or robo rumble. This is pretty cool. I enjoy this. Instead of jumping into a boss fight where you only have 8 tickets, you can save up for the next one and maybe get your rewards based on how good you are on that game mode. So next, added more stake for ticketed events, so you're able to gamble even more. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't really care that much. The highest I've ever done was 20, and I only did that once, and then I think 2 or 3 other times I did 5. So I don't really know how I feel about this. We might be seeing some crazy rewards, so that's pretty exciting. Next, tickets have been added to shop and can be purchased with gems. Tickets are only visible while an event is active. So now we're going to be able to buy event tickets in the shop with gems. I don't know if I'll be taking advantage of this. I might, depending on how good the reward is when regards to the amount of gems you're going to spend. So I might be doing this. We'll see. It depends how many you get and things like that. But it's cool that you're able to get them if people aren't able to get them out of the brawl boxes as fast. So now, you guys, moving on to shop changes. So coin boosters has been removed from the game. Any remaining coin boosters can be used until they expire, but can no longer be purchased or found in brawl boxes. So guys, this kind of stinks. We don't have any more coin boosters. The coin doubler is still going to be a thing. However, the coin booster completely gone. So make sure to stock up if you guys have gems. It's going to be really beneficial in the long run, being able to get those coins. So next, coin doubler drop chance is doubled, replacing booster drop. So they kind of compensated for the coin doubler or the coin booster being taken away, where you're able to get the coin doubler a little bit quicker, or a little bit easier. So I kind of like this addition. We're still going to be able to get a bunch of coins if we are lucky enough to pick up that coin doubler. So next, game room. Brawl boxes can be opened from game rooms. So I'm sure you guys, this is a small change, but I'm sure you guys have noticed this, where if you guys are in a game room, you're not able to leave. Now, there's been problems where I've been in my band and people want to play and they have to leave to open a brawl box, and then someone takes their place when they leave and they get frustrated. So no longer this won't happen. So we'll be able to open up the box as soon as we get it in the game room. So I really like this. When the game room owner leaves the room, another player will be promoted to owner instead. So this is another small change, but I really like how the Brawl Stars team is thinking of these little things. It's really cool. So when the leader leaves the room, the game mode or the game room won't be just strictly canceled. Someone else will be promoted to the leader of the room if people want to keep playing. So I really like this. This helps with friendly battles. So if the leader has to leave, all 10 people aren't just going to be kicked out of the room if you're playing showdown. So really cool. Now, UI changes, you guys. New health and ammo bar style. So they're still making little tweaks, making the game look better. It's going to be cool to see what those look like. Next, hit indicator added to super button. When your super is full, the button will flash and play a sound when you land an attack. So this time, when you're able to charge up your super, or when you land that very last blow to charge up your super, you'll be able to know with a sound in the game. So it's going to be a little bit easier to know when you actually get your super, which is really cool. Sometimes, especially maybe when you're like Piper or Brock, you don't know when you actually have your super until you move your hand out of the way when you're playing. So I really like this change as well. Now, joystick size is properly scaled to match the physical size of the device. This is also cool, guys. It's going to help a lot of the iPhone users, people who don't have the iPads, where their finger takes up a large portion of their gaming device. So the joystick is going to be much smaller. We're going to be able to see more of our screen without getting in the way. So this is really cool as well. Another small change, but it really helps. Next, added the trophy sorted brawler list back to the profile page. So another tiny quality of life change. Really cool that they're doing this. Brawler trophies added to the battle end screen. So we're going to be able to see how many trophies we have at the end of each battle. So that's really cool as well. Next, you guys, bug fixes. As you can see, there was a lot of bugs. The last update was huge. The last update was gigantic. So there's going to be some bugs to fix. As you can see, fixed coin booster effect now being shown on rank up pop-up. It was working correctly in previous versions, but was not displayed. So another little tweak. Next, you guys, fixed issues where changing characters fly if they get a pushback at the same time the super charged. So I'm sure you guys have noticed this, where if a Daryl or a Bull simultaneously uses their super and you hit them with a kickback effect like Shelly's, they go flying. It was hilarious. I'm kind of mad that they took it out because it would give you a little laugh, but it had to be changed just because they're totally, you can't hit them while they're in the air. But it was really funny. Next, you guys, boss fight end screen text changed from victory defeat to time reward. So not a big one. This is just a small tweak. So instead of seeing victory or defeat, we'll be able to see how much time we've gotten at the end and what our reward is compared to that time. So next, you guys, game room friendly room swapping team should already the player. So the duplicate brawler rule will get enforced. So there was a small glitch going around where you could manipulate the game where you could get two brawlers of the same brawler. So they're getting rid of this with this little tweak. This is pretty cool. I mean, I would jump into games with two Brocks or something like that here and there. So people were manipulating or misusing that little glitch. So they're putting an end to that. Next, fixed issues where Daryl could get stuck into water on GG Corral. As you can see, there's a lot of little tweaks happening to Daryl because there was a few bugs with him. Next, fixed issues with Daryl getting stuck inside walls. So I'm sure with his super being super fast, he would get stuck. I've never seen this yet, but I'm happy someone noticed it, reported it to Brawl Stars team so they could get that fixed. Now, fixed issues where Daryl didn't get destroyed during roll in Brawl Stars after goal was scored. So another really small specific change to Daryl, but I guess something was happening that they had to fix. Next, you guys, fixed mismatch between Daryl's super aiming line and the actual outcome of the roll. So this was happening where if you activate the super and activate it and use it, he would roll in a different path than you actually selected. So that's a big fix that they had to change with them. That could be really frustrating to some players if they selected it in a specific spot and it didn't work. So very happy that they fixed that. Now, balances to the events. Star player is now less likely to be rewarded to a member on the losing team. So I'm sure you guys have seen this where if a player is doing extremely good on the enemy team, they'll get star player. This isn't going to change a whole lot. However, the people on the winning team are going to get more rewards if they're able to get the star player a lot easier. So I guess this is okay change. Now, star player is now less likely to be awarded to players who lost many stars in bounty or dropped a lot of gems. So I was discussing this before in previous videos that I believe star power comes from damage output, how much damage you actually put out to the enemy team. So it looks like they're putting an end to this. If you are dying a whole lot, maybe if you're a primo, you're getting a bunch of kills and you're putting out a lot of damage, but if you die a lot, you might not get star power or star player as easily. So another little tweak. Next, Nita's bear, Jesse's turret, and Pam's healing station all have a bit less health when these characters are bosses in boss fights. So there was a lot of crazy stuff going on, especially with Jessie when she was the boss. The turret was impossible to get around. We were seeing crazy times from Jessie. So a little bit of a tweak. This is really cool. Jessie was OP. I enjoyed playing with her. The turret was awesome to see, but they had to fix it. It was too OP. Next, Temple Ruins tweaked to make Barley Dynamite Mortis strategy less effective. So I'm sure you guys have seen that strategy where Mortis would rush up, get the star, rush back, and they would just camp behind the walls. On each side of the walls that they camp behind, there is a slot where you can go around. There's a small gap that you can make your way around and take them out. So that strategy, that cheap strategy that everyone gets so frustrated with, is going to be a little bit less effective. So really happy about this. Whenever GG Corral or Temple Ruins, was out, I would just not want to play it completely, just because every other game you get into that strategy. So really happy about that. GG Corral tweaked to be more difficult for attackers. So another little quality of life change, just making the game a little bit better. Now you guys, we're jumping into the extensive brawler balancing list. There is a lot to change, probably because of the star power introduction. There's a lot of tweaks that can happen along with the star power. So as you can see, El Primo health increased by 200, star power burn duration reduced from 5 to 4 seconds, total damage increased from 4 to 6. So the burn is not going to last as long. However, he's going to take, the player that gets hit by it is going to take more damage each tick. So definitely Primo needed some love with his star power. It wasn't that crazy good, so I'm happy that Primo is getting a little bit of love from there. So hopefully Primo will get a little bit more play. I love El Primo. He is an awesome character. Next, Bull health increased by 200, main attack damage increased from 400 to 440, star power now triggers at 50% health, up from 30%. So Bull, another underwhelming star power. He's getting a little buff to his attack and his health, making him overall a better brawler, and his star power is at 50 health. So people were noticing that at 30% you wouldn't get that much from it, just because you tend to die very soon after that 30%. So 50%, that's pretty good. So Bull is going to be much better. Now star power vision increased from 5 to 6 with Bo. So Bo is going to get even more vision in the brush. Again, I mentioned before that his star power isn't that crazy on certain maps, so it's not going to be super overwhelming. However, I guess he needed a little bit more to make his star power up with the rest, not super underwhelming. So next, Brock star power damage increased from 160 to 240 per second. Another underwhelming star power. Brock's is really cool, the concept behind it, where he leaves a burning area where people would take a little bit of damage, but normally it's so small that they'd only take like 1 or maybe 2 ticks of damage. So this was needed. It's just a small buff. It actually does quite a bit more damage, 80 damage per second more. So maybe Brock's star power will be a bit better now. Crow, he's getting a nerf. It's not that crazy bad. We were thinking he was going to get crazy destroyed with the nerf, but it's not that bad. Crow supercharges slightly more slowly, needs to hit with 6 daggers plus poison instead of 5 plus poison. So it's going to take a little bit longer to get that super, which is really nice. He was so easy for him to jump in and jump out, making it really hard to kill. Plus his mobility makes it really hard to line up shots against him, so Crow needed a little bit of a nerf. Now Crow's poison duration from main attack and super reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. Total damage remains the same. So the poison is going to do the same amount of damage, however you're not going to be lasting in that poison as long. So this is another nerf because he's doing the same amount of damage, however you're going to be able to get out of that poison and heal up your brawler quicker, where if you were poisoned by Crow, you would kind of just disabled. You couldn't really help your team that much. So next, Colt increased reload time from 1.25 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So Colt getting a little bit of a nerf. He definitely needed it. He's one of the best brawlers in the game, and he still is going to be good. Next, you guys, Mortis star power healing reduced from 1,200 to 1,000 per soul collected. A little bit disappointed about this, only because of personal reasons. I really like Mortis, so he's still going to have a crazy good star power, but it's just going to be a little bit less effective. So Mortis is still going to be a great brawler, but a little bit of tweak to his super. Next, Nita health increased by 200, star power healing effect increased from 180 to 200. So again, not super huge tweak. However, Nita needed a tiny bit of love. I feel like the star power is a sweet concept. However, it wasn't really that useful, being that you have to be right behind your bear and hit a bunch of times. So it's getting increased by 20 health per hit, so it's going to be a little bit better. Hopefully we see Nita being played a bit more. Now Pam, healing station healing effect reduced from 400 to 360, fixed bugs which allowed healing station to expire. So Pam definitely needed a little bit of a nerf. It wasn't that crazy. She's still going to be really good. Pam, definitely one of the best brawlers in the game right now, so healing effect is just going to be reduced a tiny bit. Now Daryl, he's getting a much bigger overhaul than any of the other brawlers because he is a newer brawler in the game. So health increased by 200. Daryl's main attack shots are fired a bit closer together, so I'm sure you guys noticed that, where if you're right on top of a brawler, sometimes he would miss. And in Showdown, you're not able to destroy a box in 3 shots like any of the other shotgunners. So Daryl, that's going to be fixed for him. He's going to be able to shoot really narrowly. It's not, the overlap is going to be much closer. So I really like this. Star power damage reduction increased from 70% to 80% damage reduced while using super. So again, Daryl's is really underwhelming, his star power. So trying to add a little bit more oomph to it, make it a little bit more like kind of equivalent to the other brawler star power. So kind of agree with this. Daryl definitely needs more love. Next, super roll speed decreased slightly from 2,800 to 2,400. So you guys, Daryl was going so fast. It was almost funny to watch. So it's going to be a little bit less crazy and a little bit easier to control. So this might be a nerf, might be a buff. It's going to be good in both ways. Now Poco, new star power. Poco's main attack now also heals allies for 200 health per hit. So Poco's getting a big change to his star power. He's able to heal his teammates 200 health every single time he shoots. So this is really cool. I'm mad I didn't max out Poco. He's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to save up and get him maxed. Next, Spike star power healing reduced from 600 to 500 health per second. I don't know if I agree with this one. Spike's it was really kind of situational where he would only heal himself. It's not going to make a big difference to him, but I feel like Spike needed more love to his special or star power than taking it away. So next, Tara star power companion health increased from 1,600 to 2,000. So that annoying little bugger is going to be even more powerful. Bug fix star power companion no longer scales with showdown power ups. So that's really cool as well. The pet was actually getting a buff with the elixir, so good change there. Ricochet new star power effects visual. Star power damage reduced from 100 to 80. So Ricochet was insane. His star power was insane. So he's getting a little bit of a nerf. It's getting brought back just a tiny bit. He's still going to be doing a bunch of damage. It's only 20 damage per shot. So he's still going to be really good. So guys, this is the entire balance change and tweaks to the game. There was a lot of stuff in this tweak or this balance change, so I hope you guys are pumped up for the changes. I'm most pumped up for Poco. I really want to get Poco. So guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on it. Also comment below on what you're most excited for in the comments. So with that being said, you guys, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.